Tonight, a rare energy flows through the world. An energy that moves unseen, touching lives in ways few can sense. October 27th is no ordinary day. Hidden in its hours are currents of power that have guided monks, sages, and seekers for centuries. On this day, the universe whispers secrets, and the chosen ones can hear. Throughout this video, you will uncover 7 final miracles that are quietly unfolding right now. These are not ordinary blessings, nor are they the stories you hear on the surface. Each carries a deeper lesson, rooted in Shaolin teachings, ancient mindfulness practices, and the timeless art of mastering oneself. You will learn how subtle shifts in your awareness, energy, and discipline can open doors to gifts far greater than anything the eye can see. Some of these miracles appear as coincidences, some as sudden clarity, and some as opportunities that arrive without warning, but they are all connected by a single thread: divine timing. By understanding how your body, mind, and spirit are aligned with this energy, you can step into a space where life feels expanded, where the impossible becomes possible, and where the ordinary transforms into the extraordinary. Stay with me until the very end, because missing even one of these revelations could mean overlooking a door that opens only once in a lifetime. These insights are meant to awaken the chosen ones, to sharpen perception, and to illuminate the path that few ever notice. Welcome to Shaolin Soulfire, a place where ancient wisdom meets modern life, where discipline meets presence, and where the unseen becomes clear. If you are ready to align yourself with the currents of higher energy, subscribe now and join this journey. The miracles of October 27th are already in motion. Your awareness is the key. Every breath you take is a doorway, a moment where the world meets your awareness. In the quiet halls of Shaolin temples, masters move with a stillness that seems effortless, yet every motion is alive with intention. They teach that life unfolds only in the present, that the past is a shadow and the future a mist. To be fully present is to step into a space where nothing is wasted, where even the smallest action carries meaning. Breath is the thread that binds body and spirit. Each inhale draws life into your being, and each exhale releases what no longer serves you. When attention flows with the rhythm of breathing, the mind settles, the body responds, and the heart aligns. Shaolin monks have long known that mastery is not about force but about the subtle tuning of energy, awareness made visible through movement, stillness, and breath. Miracles often appear in these moments of undivided attention. A thought once clouded becomes clear. A solution once hidden reveals itself. A presence once unnoticed becomes radiant. The universe speaks in whispers, and only those fully attentive can hear. To act with divided mind is to walk blind through a room full of light. To act with presence is to dance within it. Notice the simple acts of your day: lifting a cup, tying a shoe, walking across a floor. When performed with full awareness, these become exercises of clarity, patience, and alignment. Each moment becomes sacred, a chance to connect with the unseen, to meet life as it truly is. The miracles of existence are not always grand. They are often subtle, woven into the rhythm of your own breath, waiting for your attention to touch them. The body is more than flesh and bone. It is a mirror of the mind and a vessel for spirit. In the quiet courtyards of Shaolin temples, every stance, every gesture, every step is deliberate, measured, and alive with awareness. Masters have long understood that the clarity of thought cannot exist in a body at war with itself. To cultivate a mind that is steady, the body must first learn stillness, poise, and harmony. Posture becomes a language of intention. The way one stands, sits, or moves carries the imprint of discipline and focus. Rhythm is not only in motion but in breath, heartbeat, and thought. Movement flows like water, neither rushed nor stagnant, each motion reflecting inner equilibrium. Shaolin training teaches that when body and spirit are aligned, the unseen energy within, qi, circulates freely, awakening perception and refining presence. Through this alignment, a subtle truth emerges: divine gifts often appear first in the body. A sudden intuition, a moment of clarity, or an inexplicable sense of guidance is mirrored in posture, breath, and physical awareness. The body becomes a temple, not by walls or stone, but through conscious cultivation. Every action, even the smallest, carries the imprint of mastery. Discipline here is not punishment, but a form of reverence. By attending to the temple within, the practitioner opens a channel through which wisdom, opportunity, and insight may enter. The more refined the body, the more attuned the spirit becomes. In this way, the external and internal worlds harmonize, and the subtle blessings of life, once invisible, begin to reveal themselves. Mastery is not just in knowing or thinking, but in moving, standing, and breathing with purpose, allowing every gesture to echo the balance of the soul. Clutching too tightly to what we desire often blinds us to what is already present. In the teachings of the ancients, detachment is not indifference but clarity, an ability to see without the distortion of craving, fear, or expectation. Shaolin masters understand that the mind burdened by attachments is like water trapped behind a dam. Its movement is restricted and its potential remains unseen. To release is to let the current flow, to open space for insight and guidance that cannot be forced. Letting go does not mean abandoning responsibility or abandoning action. It means acting with intention while remaining free from the weight of outcome. A monk sweeping the courtyard does not cling to the sweep's perfection. He moves with mindfulness, and in that movement the mind finds freedom. In this freedom, perception sharpens. The ordinary becomes extraordinary. Subtle signs, sudden realizations, and unexpected opportunities emerge when the mind is no longer clouded by attachment. Fear, too, is a chain. Letting go of fear does not erase challenges, but allows one to meet them with balance and courage. Decisions made from clarity are not reactions but expressions of alignment with something greater. It is in this space, empty yet full, that miracles often appear. They arrive not as demands, but as gifts, unannounced and precise, revealed only to those who can receive them with an open mind and a quiet heart. Through detachment, every experience transforms into a teacher. Every challenge becomes a mirror. The mind, unburdened and alert, learns to navigate life not as a battlefield of control, but as a flowing river, where clarity guides the course, and the unexpected becomes a signpost on the path. In releasing what is unnecessary, the soul discovers its own depth, and the divine can move freely through the spaces once occupied by resistance. Discipline is often mistaken for limitation, yet in the wisdom of the ancients, it is the path to freedom. Within the walls of Shaolin temples, every routine is measured, every movement repeated until it becomes instinct. The monks rise before dawn, train through cold and fatigue, and return to stillness with the same precision day after day. This is not punishment, but a deliberate cultivation of the body, mind, and spirit. Through consistency, they discover that true mastery is not imposed, it is earned, quietly, within the structure of practice. The paradox is subtle. The more rigorously one trains, the more fluid and spontaneous life becomes. When the body knows rhythm and the mind knows focus, there is no hesitation. Actions flow naturally, decisions arise with clarity, and obstacles that once seemed insurmountable dissolve with ease. Shaolin philosophy teaches that freedom is not the absence of rules, but the presence of skill, the ability to respond to any moment with balance and awareness. Discipline prepares the vessel for what is yet unseen. To receive a gift, one must first create the space and readiness to accept it. The consistent effort of daily practice aligns body, mind, and spirit, tuning them to the frequencies of possibility. In this alignment, opportunities, sometimes miraculous, begin to arrive, not as random chance, but as the natural consequence of preparedness. Life itself becomes a practice. Every act of focus, every choice to persist in small disciplines strengthens the capacity to encounter the extraordinary. By embracing structure, the practitioner moves through the world with quiet confidence, ready to recognize and receive the subtle transformative gifts that flow from the unseen. In this way, discipline is not restriction, it is liberation, the key that opens the door to both mastery and the blessings that lie beyond it. In the quiet moments between breaths, a mirror forms, not of glass, but of mind. Within this stillness, the turbulence of life slows, and the truths that were once hidden in chaos begin to appear. Shaolin masters call this the mirror of stillness, a reflection of inner clarity that reveals what the restless mind often misses. It is here in the space between action and reaction that awareness deepens and perception sharpens. Thoughts rise like waves, emotions surge like storms, yet the practitioner learns to observe without clinging. One does not push the wave away, nor is one swept under it. Instead, each thought and feeling is acknowledged, noted, and released like leaves floating on a calm river. Techniques such as focused breathing, slow intentional movement, and mindful awareness of the body anchor the mind, creating a space where observation becomes effortless. In this practice, the mind becomes a witness rather than a participant, and the clarity gained is profound. Miracles often appear in these moments of calm. When the mind is receptive and unclouded by judgment or desire, opportunities and insights arise as if from nowhere. A solution that seemed impossible takes shape, guidance appears through subtle signs, and the hidden patterns of life reveal themselves. The chaos of the world continues, but the stillness within acts as a compass, pointing toward what is essential and true. The mirror of stillness is both discipline and gift. It requires patience to cultivate, yet it offers freedom to see without distortion, to act without compulsion, and to receive without expectation. In learning to observe without reaction, the practitioner discovers that life's greatest wonders often arrive not in noise or force, but in quiet clarity, where attention meets the unseen and the extraordinary unfolds naturally. Energy moves silently through the body, invisible yet undeniable. In the teachings of Shaolin, this life force, qi, flows along pathways unseen, connecting breath, movement, and awareness into a single current. Masters have long known that when left unchecked, energy disperses, diffused by distraction or fear. Yet when guided with intention, it becomes a river of power, capable of profound transformation. Intention is the rudder that directs this force. Every thought, every focus, every deliberate action channels energy toward a purpose. A practitioner who moves with clarity does not rely on strength alone. Instead, energy is concentrated, precise, and alive. With each inhale, qi gathers. With each exhale, it releases in harmony with the mind's aim. Through consistent practice, this alignment of energy and intention sharpens perception, strengthens resolve, and transforms ordinary action into something extraordinary. Divine timing weaves its subtle thread through all life. When intention aligns with this timing, outcomes are amplified far beyond expectation. Effort alone does not guarantee result, but effort synchronized with the currents of the unseen brings opportunities that appear almost miraculous. A carefully directed qi, focused through mindful attention, resonates with these currents, opening doors that were previously invisible. This practice is not grand or dramatic, it is quiet, disciplined, and continuous. It begins in stillness, in observing the flow of energy within, and grows in action, in moving with purpose rather than force. The body becomes a vessel, the mind a lens, and the spirit a guide. Through conscious direction of energy, the practitioner learns that power is not in accumulation, but in focus, not in struggle, but in harmony, not in haste, but in alignment. In this way, life becomes a living meditation, and every action carries the potential for transformation. Life often unfolds like a tapestry, threads crossing in patterns unseen, moments intertwining with quiet precision. What seems accidental, a chance encounter, a repeated number, a sudden insight, may be guided by forces beyond ordinary perception. In the wisdom of the ancients, these moments are not random. They are signs, whispers from a higher intelligence steering the attentive toward what is meant to be. The practice of awareness trains the mind to notice these subtleties. A symbol that repeats, a coincidence that resonates, or a thought that arises at the exact right moment. These are the markers of synchronicity. Shaolin masters teach that life reveals itself to those who watch without haste, who move with presence, and who listen to the rhythms beneath the surface. In such attentiveness, the ordinary transforms into a language of the divine, offering guidance in ways the mind alone cannot comprehend. Recognizing these signs requires patience and clarity. It is not enough to see, one must feel the resonance, sense the alignment between the inner state and the outer world. Miracles often arrive not as sudden explosions but as carefully timed events, appearing when readiness meets opportunity. The universe conspires for those prepared, orchestrating circumstances so precise that the untrained eye might dismiss them as chance. This awareness opens the door to receiving something greater. The chosen ones, those who cultivate presence and inner mastery, begin to perceive these patterns as invitations, calls to step into a path that was always available yet previously unnoticed. By observing, by trusting, and by aligning with the subtle guidance woven through daily life, the energy of divine timing begins to reveal itself. In these moments, what is bigger is not always obvious, yet it carries the power to transform life quietly, profoundly, and irreversibly. True mastery is born where movement meets stillness, where action flows from reflection. In the Shaolin tradition, a practitioner does not rush into deeds without awareness, nor does one linger in thought without engagement. Each action is preceded by contemplation, and each moment of reflection is informed by experience. This balance creates a harmony between the inner and outer worlds, allowing the practitioner to move through life with purpose and grace. Excessive activity scatters energy, leaving the mind restless and the body tense. Total passivity, on the other hand, dulls perception and obscures opportunity. The Shaolin path teaches that wisdom lies in the middle way, to act with clarity, yet pause to observe, to strive, yet remain open to guidance. In this rhythm, discipline becomes natural and every effort is meaningful. Even the simplest motion, lifting a hand, stepping forward, can be a meditation when performed with full awareness. Balanced action also prepares the vessel to receive blessings. Miracles do not always come to those who push hardest, nor to those who wait idly. They come to those who cultivate readiness, who harmonize effort and surrender, who move through life attuned to the currents that carry opportunity and insight. By integrating action with reflection, one becomes like water, flexible, responsive, yet directed, capable of navigating obstacles, yet always aligned with the flow of life. This principle extends beyond practice to every moment of living. Decisions, conversations, work, and rest all gain depth when approached with balance. The disciplined mind knows when to act and when to observe, when to speak and when to listen, when to strive and when to yield. In this integration, the body, mind, and spirit converge, creating a state of readiness where the extraordinary, once hidden, can enter naturally, quietly, and fully. The heart that is open and grateful becomes a vessel for blessings. In the Shaolin way, gratitude is not simply a polite thought. It is a force that tunes the spirit to the rhythm of life. Those who cultivate thankfulness, even in small moments, align themselves with currents of abundance that often go unnoticed. Each breath, each sunrise, each fleeting experience is recognized as a gift, and in acknowledging this, the heart grows receptive to what is greater than itself. Humility deepens this receptivity. To bow inwardly, to quiet the ego, is to make space for the unseen. Shaolin masters understand that pride blocks the flow of energy, while humility allows it to move freely. When the mind ceases to demand and the heart ceases to resist, even the smallest act of grace can enter and magnify beyond expectation. Blessings arrive without fanfare, yet their impact is profound, shaping life in ways subtle but lasting. October 27th carries a special resonance, a day when the alignment of intention, energy, and divine timing converges. For the prepared, a grateful and humble heart amplifies the reception of these favors. What may appear as ordinary circumstances often conceal extraordinary opportunity. The more one recognizes and honors the quiet gifts of life, the more attuned one becomes to the larger miracles unfolding. Gratitude and humility transform the practitioner from seeker to receiver. They dissolve barriers between effort and reward, between human desire and divine provision. In this state, every moment becomes sacred, every interaction becomes meaningful, and the heart opens to the extraordinary that waits just beyond perception. To cultivate this openness is to walk lightly yet fully, to stand ready for the subtle currents of favor and transformation that flow through life, especially on a day as potent as October 27th. The final miracles are not merely events that appear in the world. They are reflections of what has been cultivated within. Presence sharpens perception, discipline strengthens the vessel, clarity illuminates the path, energy directs purpose, and gratitude opens the heart. Each of these qualities prepares the chosen ones to receive the greater gifts that the universe has quietly arranged. When these principles are embraced, life begins to move with a subtle harmony. Challenges become teachers, moments of stillness become revelations, and opportunities arrive with a sense of inevitability, as if the world itself is guiding the way. The unseen currents of life respond to those who are ready, aligning circumstance, timing, and intention into a flow that carries transformation. Today is the moment to practice this alignment. Move with awareness, breathe with purpose, act with balance, and hold your heart open. In doing so, the extraordinary becomes visible, and the gifts awaiting you are no longer hidden. Each step taken in mindfulness, each choice rooted in presence, draws the blessings of life closer, allowing the miraculous to enter quietly yet fully. Embrace these principles and allow them to guide your day, your decisions, and your growth. Let your life reflect the harmony of inner mastery, and trust that the universe responds to readiness with grace. If this journey of wisdom and awakening resonates with you, join us here at Shaolin Soulfire. Subscribe to the channel and be part of a path where ancient insight meets daily practice, where inner mastery unfolds, and where the miracles of life can be received with clarity, peace, and openness.